Hello, everyone. My name is Oliver Bass, otherwise known as Bass in the Past, joined alongside by none other than Pyro J, and this is the esports.net recap show, a show recapping key moments and key events from around the world of esports in the last week. And Pyro, we're starting off today with another topic about Fortnite. We want to discuss about, do you need Xbox Live to play Fortnite? As it currently stands, you have to pay for a decent amount of services for pretty much any console that you want to work off of, whether it is Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, whatever it may be. There's a lot of online services that you have to pay for. But the real question, Pyro, is do you have to do that for the main console out right now in Xbox?
Yeah, it's a big question, and the answer is quite forgiving to a lot of console players. It's no. It's the case for Xbox. It's the case for PlayStation, which there's a lot of criticism around the higher prices monthly. Back when I did the PlayStation Plus, it was like $40-50. Now it's like $70. So why would you have to play that premium membership price for a free-to-play Battle Royale game? The case is no, you don't have to pay for that. And I think that's a huge underlying factor for why Bass Fortnite still has this massive audience of gamers playing. There's a lot of criticism that we've been reporting on lately. Big orgs, esports orgs are kind of taking a step back out of the esports league for Fortnite. And with the new changes, are they going to be as exciting enough to keep that thriving base? So far, the stats say yes, it seems to be. And it feels like the console players being able to play a game for free without having to pay for those online memberships is a big contributing factor to that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that people have to recognize how it is very valuable to be able to play with whoever you want. You and I growing up didn't really get to have that sort of cross-platform engagement, unfortunately. I mean, it just kind of was it was. I remember trying to play anything on the Wii with your friends was pretty much impossible considering the ways that there were social networks back then.
Also, you were either an Xbox kid or a PlayStation kid. Okay,
yep.
that decided your friendships in school. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, pretty much. So back then, it was a very difficult platform. Now it's awesome. You're able to play with anybody on pretty much any platform. There is cross-platform integration. Even if you want to play on PC, you have multiple different options on how you want to play and with whoever that you want. So it is a big deal that there are a lot of these changes right now, especially considering the fact that, like we said, Fortnite has had a lot of criticisms toward its higher level when it comes to FNCS and a lot of its professional scene. But the good thing is with an ever-expanding player base, those scenes are going to continue to thrive, and maybe they will change in the future. Speaking of change in the future, we got to talk about some of the changes that we're currently seeing out of Riot with the new League of Legends tweaks to all of their tanks. And this is an interesting one, Pyro, because this is not the first time that we've been talking about tweaks when it comes to League of Legends. League of Legends has gone through a lot of changes in the last, let's call it 3 to 6 months, if you will, and these tank changes are kind of just the newest addition to the ever-changing edits that we've been seeing out of Riot.
Right, yeah, the ever-changing edits. We go from Season 12 to Season 13, and a lot of people are thinking, okay, what are we going to see in these patch notes? We reported on that most recently, talking about some of the top lane champions changing in terms of their buffs and their nerfs. A lot of the undervalued items getting buffed so that they'd actually be used here. That's sort of what it relates to here with this news for the mythic items relating to these champions, right, Bass? Is that there aren't these significant changes, but they're more so trying to fulfill their role better, like the items for the Radiant Virtue, like the items for all the other mythic items. They're just trying to fill out that value better. You have people from Riot, even designers, talking about their specific analysis about these items, saying that they're happy with these changes. Bass, I don't think they're like, gonna blow up in terms of its impact, but it's just trying to find that more fulfilled role here in Season 13.
Yeah, and the exact words of one of the designers, Riot Madness Hero, not only have tanks adapted well to the preseason, finding success in both top and jungle, but we also expect players to better learn and understand tank itemization as time passes. In addition, each of the new mythics seem to have both powerful individual champion users as well as game states that they thrive in. And this is really important, as we said, because again, there's been a lot of changes. The exact changes that they're looking for is, quote, these tank items should not be dominant mythic choices on other classes. They should never play a clear damage trade-off for doing so, and they should not warp how tank mythics are balanced on tanks. So again, all of these changes have been happening recently. currently, as they mentioned, it is in preseason before coming into Season 13, and Season 13 continues to be one of the most controversial seasons we have ever seen out of League of Legends. Not only do we have all of these changes to a plethora of different heroes, plus a ton of buffs on items that we talked about in a previous show here, but it's also coming at the exact same time as the start of a brand new season, and we've seen a lot of changes here, with LPL in China having now a lot of salary caps, something we had not seen before. When we're seeing LCK players gonna travel all over the planet, we've also seen LCS with a rather weird first week of its rollout, as they changed the times to pretty much midday during the work hours of North America. So the viewership's been rather odd. These changes have been rather odd. It feels like we've been talking a lot on here, Pyro, just about how, as it stands right now, League of Legends are taking a lot of weird moves for reasons we can't quite understand.
Sometimes that's how it feels, though, at the beginning of the season, right, Bass? Is like there's always going to be these criticisms about the little changes, but as the season progresses, you kind of take a step back and say it's still League of Legends. This is still one of the most, if not the most popular esport in the world, and even some of these things that feel uncomfortable, that feel different, like the salary caps, like the different hours, it's still Riot's game. League of Legends is popular for good reason. So I think these changes, Bass, are more in the long-term vision for Riot Games rather than just some of these short-term uncomfortable feelings. But at this point, Bass, we can only just put our faith in them that they see the long-term better than some of us do.
At this point, we have to wait and see what the long-term actually holds, which is why that is all that we have got here today. Thank you so much for tuning in to the esports.net recap show. Once again, my name is Oliver Bass, joined alongside by Pyro J, and we will see you guys next week. Stay tuned for even more action. Have a good one.